This video is brought to you by my patrons. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Anina, Rachel, Clay, Mariah, Maddie, Lilith, Allison, Edalis, Dre, Thomas, Tara, Null, Zoe, Zuzia, Ainsley, Sabine, Devalina, Jimma, Bailey, Azzy, Jacqueline, Monica, Jordan, Green, Lizzie, and Brenda. If you're interested in supporting the channel and getting some cool perks like weekly audios and weekly novel readings, the link is in the description. Hi. This is definitely not what I thought was going to happen. Yeah, I can imagine that this is probably not what you were expecting out of your night either, and I know this doesn't make it any better. In fact, now that I'm saying this, I'm aware that it might actually be worse, depending on your interpretation of what I'm about to say. But I thought that there wasn't anyone home. No, please don't call the cops. I'm literally so frazzled about being caught by you that I haven't told you the most important piece of information that will maybe, hopefully make you not do that. So please, just give me this one moment so I can explain this horrible looking situation. And if you still aren't satisfied with it, I promise you can call the cops and I will sit with you and take whatever charges they throw or you throw against me. So, you just moved in here, right? There was a roommate ad on Craigslist and you found it and you moved in here a couple weeks ago and you have 3 roommates, one of which is named Brittany Larson, and they all left today to go on vacation, which is why I thought everyone would be gone because that's what she told me, because the 2 of us are very good friends and have been since we moved into these houses a couple of years ago. Here is an up-to-date picture of me with her and her girlfriend inside of this house a couple months ago for a 4th of July party. Now you may still be asking, that's all fine and good, but that still doesn't explain why you literally broke into my room. As you know, since you live here, Brittany lives in a house full of 5 women in their 20s, and I live in a house full of 5 guys in their 20s. Uncanny, I know. As one could imagine, with all of that testosterone and estrogen under one roof, there can be a lot of disagreements and fights and things that a person would rather avoid that take place in both houses. As groups of friends who are in college, we both go on trips a lot with our groups, and because Brittany and I are so close, we made a pact that whenever we do, we will leave our windows unlocked to give each other an opportunity to get away from the chaos of it all at night if we want to. And before you then say likely story, but you don't have any proof of that, here is a text from her actually telling me that she knows how annoying it is that Sawyer and Todd, 2 of my roommates, are constantly bickering about some bro code hookup bullshit, and that the girls are going away for the weekend and to make myself at home. If you need more proof, we can call her, but here's proof that this is her number and not just a number and text that I randomly set up to avoid getting in trouble, even though I wouldn't have thought that far ahead because I didn't know that someone was going to be here. So yeah. This one can also be explained. Good. This isn't something that has happened since you moved in here, this exchange thing, obviously. But sometimes, because she is always in charge of getting everything ready for the trips, Brittany can forget to unlock her window and leave it open. And when that's the case, this window is always unlocked. It's always unlocked because no one's here. But now you are. And now we're here together. Oh, thank you. Oh my God. Oh, I don't know how I can possibly repay you for this, and I absolutely promise you that I'm not a creep, but I definitely owe you one, okay? I am leaving. I figured that was the next logical step of progression for this encounter to go to. Really? I don't want to impose, and just a couple minutes ago you were holding a can of mace up to my face, deservedly so. Huh. I don't know if you want to hear about all that, but if you insist, sure. Now that my heart has finally dipped below a mile a minute, I have to say that your room is, it's really nice. I like what you did with the place. Wait, is that a Velvet Underground poster? That's so cool! Yeah, I am a big fan, obviously, from pointing it out. Duh, Colin. Jeez. It's pretty difficult to not be inspired by Lou Reed. I think everyone would agree with that. I just really... Wait a second. I know that I'm in your room and in your house right now, and maybe I shouldn't be asking you this question, and if you don't want to tell me, that's totally fine, and I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries or anything, but Britt told me that everyone was going on the trip together. So, why are you still here? Wow, I am actually impressed. The other girls here like to skirt around bringing up more uncomfortable topics, and you just went straight into it. That's pretty cool. In regards to your worry, though, I can actually promise you that what you're feeling is normal and rational. There have been a solid amount of girls who have filtered in and out of this house, and it has always taken them at least a month or so to really have the rest of the girls warm up to them. Here's the rundown. I know you didn't ask for it, but I feel like this will be important for you. Britt will always protect you, and she obviously thinks you're awesome if she's letting you stay here, but she is very busy with a double major in keeping everything intact around this place. So it can make her seem like she's distant and not interested in talking or being friends, but if you approach her in her off time or if you have a problem, she will be super open and friendly. The girl I think you're going to want to get close to is Aaliyah. She's the most recent resident other than you, and she is an absolute sweetheart, but she kind of likes to keep to herself. I think it would be good for her to have someone close to her in the house, and based on a quick assessment, you both have the same music taste, so you could build a conversation with her off of that. Maria is nice enough, but she's always busy with something, so it's better to wait until summer comes around to try and make a connection with her. And Jackie just hates change, and even then, she hates most things. But as long as you're authentically yourself around her, she will eventually take you under her wing. Even if the period of time until then is uncertain, she always comes around. No problem. It's the least I can do for you after putting you in a situation where I'm pretty sure your life flashed right before your eyes. And don't you dare consider this as me fulfilling an IOU, okay? This is just something that anyone with the information and basic human decency would do. Don't you think? Fair. It is becoming scarce nowadays. Oh, you heard that? It's nice to know I was being coherent in my speech because I was absolutely terrified when I was telling you, obviously. Yeah, I'm dealing with some stuff over at our place, but it's really not that big of a deal. Yeah? That's very kind of you, especially considering I'm just a random guy who broke into your room. I don't really get to have these types of talks without there being an ever-present end goal lurking in the background, so this is really refreshing to me. You seem chill too. To be fair, I haven't met someone who is into the Velvet Underground and isn't chill. Yeah, okay. So I also have 4 guys living with me. Sawyer, Quinn, Todd, and Keyshawn. The big thing going on right now is between Sawyer and Todd, and they're definitely the 2 who keep getting into the most trouble. That's not me saying that they actively seek out the trouble or anything. Quinn and Keyshawn are literally just homebodies who watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy with me every night, and Toddy calls us the 3 Musketeers of Boredom. Very clever, I know. Him and Sawyer, on the other hand, are your average college guys. So, one of the rules of our house is that unless they are staying the night and are going to be here the following morning, you don't need to divulge your sexual partners to the rest of the house. But we can't help it if we hear things. So one night a couple of weeks ago, there was some crazy noise going on in Sawyer's room. And Quinn and I were up watching football and we got interested. So we told Keyshawn to go to the bathroom to get ready for bed and hopefully he could see who was in there with him. Lo and behold, a very pretty girl comes out in her underwear and comes downstairs to sit down to watch the game with us. Keyshawn starts brushing his teeth, thinking that's it. And here's the kicker. Todd comes rushing out, trying to sneakily get to his room. Yup, a good old all-American threesome. So, fair warning, this is where the details start getting confusing, but it is 1,000,000% worth it. Are you sure you want me to continue? All right. Oh, I know I'm not in a position to be asking you anything, but it would mean the world if when you met these guys, you didn't tell them I told you this. I know it's very personal information about my friends, but I literally don't have a single person to talk about these type of things with, and for some reason, I feel so relaxed around you, which, given the situation, I very much shouldn't be. I am glad the feeling is reciprocated. So, Sawyer and Toddy are beefing now because they are guys and don't know how to communicate, and it's really getting to the rest of us. Over the past couple of weeks, Toddy hasn't stopped talking about how interested he is in that girl, whose name is Milagro, by the way, and how he felt a spark with her. However, the person who has been hanging out with her is Sawyer, and Toddy isn't very happy about that. He thinks that Sawyer is trying to steal her away from him, which people aren't property, but that's besides the point. And he feels like because he proposed the threesome in the first place and knew Milagro first, he should have had the first opportunity to make a move on her. The thing is, Sawyer isn't interested in Milagro, and Milagro isn't interested in either one of them. She's actually interested in Quinn, who I've been trying to open up more to the idea of at least going on a date with her, because she seems like a really sweet girl who is able to keep up with our banter while watching football, and that's pretty impressive. As for Sawyer, he's not into Milagro. He's into Toddy. He told me that something just clicked when he was having a threesome with the two of them, and he started finding him incredibly attractive, and that unlocked the realization that he likes Toddy for his personality too. And we aren't really great with advice about relationships with guys specifically, so he has found comfort in Milagro, and they've become close through her giving him advice on how to approach Toddy. As for Toddy, he's pan, but has classic caveman brain about certain things, and all of this could be resolved if the three of them just sat down and had a conversation, but nobody seems to want to do that aside from me. And they're having an argument right now that may or may not lead to one party leaking the information, so I just wanted to get out of there before the fireworks and give them a little bit of privacy. Hence, me being here. Yeah, it is. It's definitely one of the craziest things that has happened with this group. I know that everyone will get through it, and even though Toddy doesn't want to admit it, Sawyer is totally his type. But sometimes it gets exhausting acting as a mediator between 4 different people and trying to get them all on the same page of understanding without force-feeding them information, because what's the point if they don't come to these aha moments organically, you know? I am glad you finally came to that conclusion. I think it would have been insane for me to set up a con this long to get out of breaking into a house, and I also wouldn't have known everything about your roommates. Oh, and to put the cherry on top of the sundae, look out the window real quick into the little driveway over there at the red Subaru. There. We can use that as my proof of residence, hopefully. Huh? Me? Oh, no. I'm not seeing anyone. Oh my god. You sound just like them. Milagro was very nice and did seem kind of flirty with both Quinn and I, but I don't think she was really my type. Okay, if everything that happened tonight hadn't happened, I would just do what I'm about to ask to do. But because it did, I want to make sure that you feel safe in this situation and I'm not misinterpreting anything that could lead to another potentially traumatizing situation for you in the same night. Are you flirting with me? Do you mind if I flirt back? To answer your question, my type is someone who's a Lou Reed fan, is an incredible listener, has the most stunning eyes that sparkle in almost complete darkness, has the laugh of an angel, and happens to live right next door to me. And you couldn't possibly think of anyone who matches that description, could you? Oh, really? Well, I'd love to get acquainted with them one day. Yeah, maybe a little more than acquainted. When you saw a strange guy sliding through your window, did you think this would be the outcome? So, not to make myself at home in your home, but I know that Britt has a PS5 in her bedroom, and I think it would be really fun if maybe the two of us played It Takes Two together. Yes! I am so glad that you agreed. Here, I have Uber Plus or Uber One or whatever it's called, so you can go ahead and order whatever food is available to the slate for us. I am not picky, so seriously, whatever you want. Aw, one more for the road? Okay.